Uh-huh. Ooh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah. Rest assured, Miss Open is fire. Daily categories lifting you higher. Pull up, jump out, open the door. Stay in the know is what we're here for. Non-stop news with traffic jams, it's true. Join the ride, make it do what it do. Opinionated news is here for you. Hot topics dropping, always something new. Stop by the station, speak your mind. Become a traffic jam and leave the noise behind. Opinionated news is the place to be. Hot topics firing, come and join me. I'm Miss Open, ready to claim wealth. Dropping news and gems like I never left. Views that matter, each voice is heard. Let's jam this traffic and spread the word. Discussion's top tier, put your clutch in gear. Buckle up, I'm driving the news all day, every day, getting to the views. Yeah. Opinionated news is here to stay. So beep beep, now get out the way. Remember Miss Open and opinionated news is fire. Like and subscribe to become a traffic jammer. Breakfast something is fire. Daily categories lifting you higher. Pull up, jump out, open the door. Stay in the know is what we're here for. Non-stop news with traffic jams is true. Join the ride, make it do what it do. Opinionated news is here for you. Hot topics dropping, always something new. Yes, I'm Miss Open, ready to claim wealth. Dropping news and gems like I never left. Views that matter, each voice is heard. Let's jam this traffic and spread the word. Discussion's top tier, put your clutch in gear. Buckle up, I'm driving the news all day, every day, getting to the views. Opinionated news is here to stay. So beep beep, now get out the way. Remember Miss Open and opinionated news is fire. Like and subscribe to become a traffic jammer. Yeah. This the heart of the wreckage. Steel city grind, but the soul's disconnected. Where the street lights flicker like they scared of the night, and the echoes of sirens sing a lullaby of fights. Concrete veins, but the blood run cold. Abandoned homes tell stories that ain't never been told. Mama working 2 jobs, still can't make rent, while the landlord count dollars that the government sent. Young ones in the alleys, dreams turn to dust. Caskets getting lowered cause the triggers don't rust. Hope ain't in the schools, it's tucked in the cracks. Ain't no books in the bags, just a weight on their backs. Detroit run deep, got scars in the street. Pain in the walls where the lost souls meet. Hustle don't stop, grind don't sleep. Every day's war, gotta fight just to eat. Blocks stay hot, sirens gon' ring. Mama shed tears, choir don't sing. East to the west, yeah we live with the fight. Ain't no peace, this Detroit life. Factories dead, but the ghosts still work on assembly lines, pushing pain in the dirt. They cut the lights, let the monsters play, while the cold wind whispers what the preachers won't say. Dope boys push hope in aluminum foil, selling dreams in a pipe, watching families spoil. Sisters go missing, lost in the game, and the block turn blind when you mention her name. Detroit run deep, got scars in the street. Pain in the walls where the lost souls meet. Hustle don't stop, grind don't sleep. Every day's war, gotta fight just to eat. Blocks stay hot, sirens gon' ring. Mama shed tears, choir don't sing. East to the west, yeah we live with the fight. Ain't no peace, this Detroit life. Liquor stores on every block like a preacher's curse. Pouring poison in the veins just to numb the worst. Kids learn math by counting what the dealers stack, while the schools get shut, never open back. Street lights busted, darkness creeping. Gunshots echo while the baby's sleeping. Ain't no justice, just names on a shirt. Another soul lost, another mother hurt. They boarded up the churches, silenced the choirs, left us in the cold with the thieves and the liars. But even in the ashes, embers still burn. Detroit ain't dead, we just waiting our turn. City Hall fat while the people stay broke. Politicians play chess, treat the poor like a joke. They promise change, then they take what's left, leaving nothing but pain, empty pockets and death. But through the smoke, through the fire we rise. Through the sirens and the tears in our mother's eyes. This city's been beat, been bruised, been torn, but Detroit ain't dying, we're ready for war. Detroit run deep, got scars in the street. Pain in the walls where the lost souls meet. Hustle don't stop, grind don't sleep. Every day's war, gotta fight just to eat. Blocks stay hot, sirens gon' ring. Mama shed tears, choir don't sing. East to the west, yeah we live with the fight. Ain't no peace, this Detroit life.
Tonight on Open Discussion Detroit, A 29-year-old male allegedly unalived 3 individuals and tried to cover his tracks by setting the vehicle on fire in an alley on Detroit's West Side. Now let's discuss it. Hello, I'm sorry I got my background on. Give me just one moment. Thank you all for tuning in. I didn't realize I still had my banner up. Hi, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to Opinionated News. I'm Miss Open. Come in. We're always open. Sunday through Friday, you can find me here anywhere between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. And I want to thank those that are here tonight. Hey, Vibes. Hey, Contagious. Hey, Platinum. I'm about to put y'all stuff up here. Thank y'all for tuning in with me tonight. We are here to discuss something that happened 4 minutes from my home, 7 blocks away. I can literally walk there, and we're going to talk about it in just one moment. But I want to thank each and every one of you all for coming in, stopping, and having this discussion with me tonight. As we all know, there's so much that happens here in Detroit, Michigan, where I live. And I came across this, like, for me to be so close to this, where the incident happened, for me not to hear the sirens, everything, it's amazing to me. Oh, Platt say I got a surprise. All right, run it. You always, you know what, Platinum, I ain't even messing with you, because then I'm asking you what the surprise is, and you go like you ain't telling. I already know how you roll, but thank you. Tell it if you want to tell us. Drop it in the chat. But on Sunday morning, slightly before 6:00 a.m., police got a call about a vehicle burning in an alley. And we have alleys all, like, it could have been my alley that he decided to burn the car in. Literally, he was literally 6-7 blocks away from me, 4 minutes away. He could have drove it to my alley. My alley is drivable. But it is alleged that 29-year-old Edward Redding unalived his girlfriend, her mother, and their niece slash granddaughter. Obviously, it happened Saturday night. Now, I'm going to play this clip real quick. If you all did not get to check out what happened, is only 3 minutes. It's going to tell you the story. I did post the video, and I do apologize for posting it so late. So for my discussion tomorrow, I'm going to have my video posted early in the morning. Go see what's going on with it and be back here at whatever time it lets you know to be back here. But I am going to play the clip in just a moment. But he obviously unalived them Saturday night in the wee hours of the morning, going into Sunday morning. Oh, hi. Hey, Unapologetically Real. Long time no see. Welcome, welcome. And it is so sad, Contagious. It's so sad. But not sure, because the story just happened Sunday, early Sunday morning. It's still in the early stages. I'm with the news right now. Whatever the news got, I got. And I'm on the case because the story's going to continue to develop. Well, he allegedly unalived them that night on the east side of Detroit. When he did so, it was a 4-year-old little boy there that he left there. Not sure. They say the 4-year-old little boy is related to everyone else. Well, the 4-year-old boy was left at that home while he went and did whatever he did. I'm not sure. It is alleged that they were unalived at the house on the east side, but he put them in the vehicle and drove them over here on the west side of Detroit. Like I said, 4 minutes away from my house. Like, I literally Googled to make sure. I was like, ain't that real close to me? I put it in my little GPS to make sure I was not seeing things. And he drove them there and allegedly set the SUV on fire. And so I have some clips. The mother was interviewed, the mother of the 9-year-old little girl that is now no longer here. It was her mother, her sister, and her daughter. So we need to pray for this young lady. Her life has changed forever. She's lost her mother, her sister, and her baby, all at the hands of a man. It was alleged to be the sister's boyfriend that did this. So I'm not sure. Yes, the story is so sad. So it is alleged that it was the sister's boyfriend. And I'm just going to play the clip real quick, and then we're going to talk about it. Give me one moment. Make sure I got my right clip. Because y'all know I'll play the wrong clip in a minute, y'all. Give me one moment. And it will be this one. Told y'all I'll play the wrong one in a minute. On Sunday, April 6, 2025, just before 6 o'clock a.m., an SUV that was severely burned on Detroit's Westside at the intersection of 30th and Milford was recovered. Inside, they located 3 females, 2 adult women whom had been shot, and a 9-year-old girl who was stabbed. It was discovered that the 2 adult women were mother and daughter, and the 9-year-old little girl was their grandchild and niece. 29-year-old Elantra Sutton, the mother of the 9-year-old victim, was interviewed by Channel 7 News Detroit, and here's what she had to say.
And today, with my daughter's dental records, they confirmed that it was my daughter in the car. One of the bodies that were in the car. They still haven't confirmed that it's my mom and my sister, but I'm pretty sure it's them too.
29-year-old Edward Redding was arrested on Monday, April 7th, 2025, and was charged with a firearm possession after a police chase, and he is believed to be the suspect in the case. Redding does have a criminal history. In February of 2011, he was convicted of armed robbery, carjacking, and felony firearm possession. He was sentenced to 11 to 22 years in prison and was released on July 9th, 2024. On today, April 8th, 2025, Edward Redding appeared in federal court. He is being held without a bond, and his next court appearance is on this Thursday, April 10th, 2025. Elantra Sutton had this to say about the relationship of her sister and the boyfriend, Edward Redding. Listen to this.
He was on parole, and she kept saying that she didn't want him to go back to jail, so she didn't want to call his parole officer. The last time I told her about their relationship, I told her if she wanted to be done, and if she was really, truly scared of him, tired of him, didn't want to be with him, that she would have to do the unfortunate thing with calling his parole officer. And she didn't.
As this case continues to evolve, you will be updated here at Opinionated News. Okay, I just wanted to play the clip. Thank you. Welcome, Mike D. I see you here in the chat. I see you. Welcome, Raquel. Thank you for joining. Now, I'm going to get into y'all comments, but I want to talk about what we just watched. So, obviously, he has a criminal record. Now, they said it was in 2011 was when he was charged. The charges was carjacking, firearm possession, as well as armed robbery. So, he was sentenced in February of 2011. And he was sentenced to 11 years to 22 years. So he served his minimum 11 years. He didn't do the full 22 because he was paroled last July 9th, 2024. So not sure, like normally to me, because he spent a whole decade. He missed a full decade in the streets. But as the sister said, it was domestic violence there. It was domestic violence already. And she had already advised her sister to get out of that, to, call the parole officer, do what you got to do. But that's what happens when women think that they love this man or they want to stand by their man. And I'm not saying that her life should not be here, none of that. I'm just saying these type of incidents occur when you're in domestic violence and you are scared to leave, you don't know how to cut it off. I'm not sure of all the circumstances. Like I said, this case just happened on Sunday, so it's still developing, and we're going to be on it. Now, I'm going to read some of y'all comments, but I thank each and every one of you all for coming in, stopping in, chatting it up. So Platinum said he shouldn't have gotten out that fast. So Platinum, you feel like he should have stayed the whole 22 years? Now, his first charge, he did not hurt anyone. He had a firearm. He stole from someone. And he, because he had a carjacking and armed robbery. But he didn't hurt anyone. They didn't say that he had. So I'm not saying that he should be out. I just want to know. I'm discussing. Okay, thank you for joining in, Raquel. People these days don't know how to manage their feelings, and that's the problem. And first of all, he was institutionalized. That's what I look at. If he's 29 and he went to jail when he was 2011. What was he, 18 years old? He was 18, 19 years old because he's only 29. He probably was a little younger than that. So he spent all that time, his tender years. He probably, I don't know his exact birthday. Yes, I do. He would be turning 30. So he was born on April 27th, which is my mom's birthday. He was born April 27th, 1995. So let's do the math real quick. Let me pull out my calculator because I did do some extracurricular activities before I came. So my math ain't going to be mathing. Let's see how old he was when he went to jail. He was 16. So he was 16 when he robbed someone, stole their car, had a firearm. And he spent all of his early teen years, late teen years, and his full adult, starting of his adulthood in bars. And then he gets out and ain't no telling who he met. In that time span. And then he met this young lady. And this young lady, I'm not sure if they lived together. We're going to find out all of these circumstances as this case continues to evolve. And I'm not even sure what made him hurt her. Like, that's what I want to know. Like, what, besides, is it mental illness? Is it institutionalized? Or is it because he's just a effed up individual? You never threaten a man that you're going to call his parole officer. I don't think you heard that correctly. I don't think she threatened that she was going to call the parole officer. From what we heard, her sister say that she advised him advised her sister, to call the parole officer, and the sister didn't. Now, I'm not sure in those confrontations that they were having at home, when it got heated, she could have said exactly what you said, Mike. I'm going to call your parole officer. We don't know the details yet, which we probably will never know what was said. Everybody's no longer here. But I thank y'all for joining in on this conversation. I really do. I'm trying to put all y'all comments up here. Y'all know how I be forgetting, but I see everybody speaking. But those are some serious crimes, and he got those crimes at 16 years old and was sentenced for 11 to 22 years. And obviously, it seemed like he served 14 of those years before 13 of those years before he was released. Because he had just turned 29 when he got out. Like, he won't be 30 until April. So he had just turned 29. So he spent 13 of those years of the most important years of a man's life. But for him to be 16 and having to commit a crime, armed robbery, carjacking, where was his parents? Was he out on the street? Like, why was he out on the streets at 16 instead of in school doing what he was supposed to do, that led him there? Was it the wrong crowd? Did he have a drug addict parent? Like, the questions have to be asked. Oh, Mike, you was in Vibes Live? Good. Thank you for tuning in. We be having fun over there. Vibes be over there. Let's see. Just saying. So he was 15 to 16. Right? I'm behind in my chat. You think he was a problem child? Like here in Detroit, it's a different story. I wasn't raised in Detroit, so I grew up in the country, but I had friends that told me some stories. Like, it was rough. It's a rough city. It is a little rough city. And a lot of these mothers, I can attest, I don't have a female friend here the first, because these mothers are trash. The mothers are trash. So was he a troubled kid? Or was he trying to survive? Was he trying to get money to put a roof over his head, something to eat? And him and his friends decided to come up with a horrible plan that led them behind bars? You never know. Okay, Mike D. Oh, let me drop my link just in case anybody do want to come up. Because, Mike, if you want to come up and express what you want to say instead of typing, anybody is welcome. I be forgetting to drop my link, y'all. But I'm going to read what Mike just said. Give me one moment. I'll be forgetting to drop the link. This is a discussion. But okay, Mike D said, I know men and women in that situation. They hold the person hostage with threats. It could be child support threats, parole officer, or calling the police on the person. Now, that's what I don't know. Like, I don't think they had kids together, this particular couple. It was a 4-year-old boy left. They said it was related to the people that are no longer here. So it probably was her 4-year-old son. I'm not sure, but it couldn't be his. He was incarcerated. He only been free, 10, 11 months? No, not even 10 months, maybe 9, 10 months. He had only been free. But that is, it happens. Okay, y'all just talking. If it ain't really about the discussion, I'm not going to read it. The system is set up to make you fail, no matter where you are. And it really is, because like 16, like granted he robbed somebody, but he was 16. So why was he charged for all those years instead of some rehabilitation? First of all, did they check and find out what was going on at home? I doubt it went into family court. That probably went straight to adult court. I'm 100% sure of it. That was at the 36th district court. I'm 100% sure of it. I'm trying to catch up with my chat. I'm sorry. Either way, he had no excuse for what did. No, he has no excuse. Now, what he did, it's horrible. It's horrible. Like this young lady, the survivor, who was not there. I did not clip this piece of the news, but she said she was on vacation. She was on vacation. She left her baby with her mom and sister, and they didn't want to bother her. They weren't calling her that little weekend or whatever she was gone because they wanted her to just enjoy her vacation. So obviously she a good mom, and they just wanted her to do what she had to do on her vacation. But she said she started calling Saturday and it wasn't no calls. And then, wasn't no calls early Sunday morning. And then she seen the news. But like today, they identified by dental records that was her baby, which she had already sort of known because she said when she went to the location and seen the car, she knew it was the car. And then it was 3 individuals, a 9-year-old and 2 adults, and her baby was 9. So she, she put 2 and 2 together. But it's sad. So it's really no excuse for exactly what he did. Okay, y'all talking about going over there. Let me see. Yeah, he had some issues. He definitely had some issues. Like, first of all, we don't know what happened to him in jail. Imagine being 16 years old in prison with 50-year-old killers that been in there for 25 years or 30 years already that know they ain't going home. Like we don't know what that baby experienced. Not saying he a baby now, he's 29, but when he was 16, we don't know what he experienced throughout those 13 years he spent behind bars. He didn't get out till he was 29. Like I can't imagine. Like I know being 16, I made some horrible choices that could have landed me in jail. I told y'all some of them the other night. They could have landed me there. Hopefully not for 11 to 22 years, but I skated by. But though I had to survive. I didn't forge that stuff and do that stuff because I wanted to. I did that because I had to survive. And so I feel like he was out there surviving, but then he came out and was corrupt. And he was angry. Like he probably hadn't been with many women. I think he was 16. He could have went in, a virgin. We don't know. And then he get with this woman. Ain't no telling, what kind of power she got, first of all. He been getting, stuff happening to him in jail. It's tough. But now, the mother of the little girl got to literally bury her mom, her sister, and her daughter. Like this sort of reminds me of the Jennifer Hudson story, which I'm not going to take it all the way there, but it does. Raquel said if she was really that scared of him, she would not have threatened him with calling anyone. Now, we're not saying that that's what she did. That's not facts. She did not say that she was going to call anyone. Her sister said that I advised her to call his parole officer, but she never did. So I'm not saying, we don't know. This is just our discussion, but that could have happened. I know plenty women that get into it with their man and they go below the belt and say things, we see it on them, like on the Maury show and all that stuff all the time. They'll say, "Oh, I said that when his baby," because like people do all types of stuff, which they don't have a baby together, but we don't know what caused him to snap, because that was what you did. You snapped. Like, that's not regular thinking. You snapped. But what made you snap? To her mother? What did the mother do to you? What did the 9-year-old little girl do to you? Why did you decide to leave the 4-year-old unharmed? Like, it's so many questions about this case. They should be in therapy. There should be therapy in prison. But the therapy they do, you act crazy in prison, they'll send you to the psych ward, but that's about it. And it's really sometimes no rehabilitation. They just drug you up and leave you there. But then, and they throw you in the hole when you do something, when you get into a fight. My brother been going to prison since he was 19 years old. He's 32 now. He's on his fourth stint. I believe his fourth stint in prison. All for robbery and, credit fraud and all of that. Which, when I relate my brother case to this case, my brother had a mama. His daddy was around too. His daddy wasn't living in the home, but his daddy was around. But my brother had a good mama. Like the mama I didn't have, my brother had that good mom. So I can't say his choices was based on he needed to survive. My brother chose the streets, where Mike, I see you backstage. Are you trying to I know you're trying to come up, but I don't see anything. I just see a whiteness. I don't know if you need to turn your camera on or anything. But like I said, anyone is welcome to hit the link. But I'm gonna add you to the stage when I see you. And you don't have to be on camera tonight if you don't want to. I just want to make sure that you locked in. But like I was saying, my brother didn't have an excuse, but we don't know this man's story. Not saying it's an excuse to harm, unalive anyone. But it makes me question, like, what happened to him and what happened that night, that Saturday, to make him snap. I just need some answers on that. Vibe said, "This is just sad. I cannot imagine what that young lady is going through at all." And like, I just want to say, like, for your situation, Vibes, I'm glad you set yourself free, because things like this happen. I'm glad you and your babies are safe. I really am. I really am. Mike D said, "Never an excuse. People be having toxic lifestyles." No, it ain't no excuse. It's no excuse on either end, whether she told him she was calling the police or whether she ain't do anything. It's no excuse for him to harm her, period. Like, one thing about me, me and Vibes was talking about it on the comments. Like, you show me who you are, I believe you. Sometimes I don't even get a chance to believe you. I done left because I seen something slightly shady and I believe that and I'm out of there. Like, I don't take, like, when a man can raise his voice at you, he can do all these things. Mike, you ain't let me know if you're trying to come up or not. Oh, okay, my sister. Hey, sis. I'm glad you're in my live, but you don't know how to come in there. Thank you. And I will start putting my phone number on here if anyone would like to call in. But Mike, let me know if you want me to add you or not, because I still see you backstage. Now let's read what Unapologetically had to say. "I'm so glad to see you back, sis. Even if you don't go nowhere else, come by here and see me. Not saying what he did was right. However, we don't know what was going on in his head when he did what he did. He's been in jail his whole life. All he knows is prison. He is institutionalized." And that's my exact feeling, unapologetic. Like, the baby, he was 16. I can't imagine being in jail from 16 to 29. Oh, okay, let's see what's going on. Okay. I got it. Welcome Mike D to the stage, y'all. Welcome Mike D to the stage.
What up? What up?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the floor for a second. What is it that you would like to say?
Oh no, I was just saying I know some people that's in those type of situations You know, I know some toxic families to where everybody toxic. The grandma, the auntie, the sister, you know, the cousins, and they all live in one house. And you got this dude that's staying there. He might have a police record. He might have went to jail at an early age. And, you know, with this guy being 15, 16, he probably was 15, 16 mentally when he came out. And what I've seen in those type of situations is that the man that's been in those in jail or whatever, he ends up being the one that's constantly being threatened. So like if they get mad at him, they say, "Hey, we're gonna call your parole officer," you know, and then he get back in line. You know what I'm saying? And they start that type of abuse of the man. You know, I don't know if the mama and sister live together or daughter, whatever. They all live together or whatever. But I've seen that happen a lot of times to where a dude just be like held hostage, you know, and that ain't cool. I mean, I'm not saying that they deserve whatever they got or nothing like that. It's just all fucked up, it's messed up all the way around, you know.
It is because, like, I watched a news clip and the neighbor was saying that the people didn't bother anyone. He said they'll be outside playing with their kids. So he was saying they. So they could have all cohabitated, the mom, sister, the little niece, the other baby, and, you know, the survivor. So not sure of the house dynamic, but I'm quite sure we're going to find out more. Like, this just literally hitting the news. The news, I reported my news faster than another news channel did. So I'm on the story, so we're gonna find out more. It's steady developing. Now, Platinum said, "Yes, Mel, that's one example of the system setting people up to fail. They knew darn well after he did that at 16, he needed therapy, and that's true. Like, how you feel about that? Him being 16, going to basically a maximum prison, Mike. How do you feel about that?
I mean, you do the crime, you do the time. I mean, he not no victim. You know what I'm saying? People know better. You know, when you're a kid, you putting yourself in adult situations, you got to face the consequences. And when you get out, you just got to man up. You can't, you know, I don't have no pity for criminals like that. You know, if he would have did some stuff and was falsely accused and railroaded and all that, then yeah, he gonna need therapy. But if he been out here living a life of crime, thinking it's cool, you get what you get. You see, I put my avatar say "fuck around and find out." That's what it
Oh,
is.
that's what that means.
Yeah.
FAFO. I don't be knowing acronyms. Okay. Now, Vibes Queen said it's not justified for him to snap like that, but us women have to stop low blows. That's true.
Right. Right. It's never justified to snap like that. You're supposed to have some type of self-discipline. But when you're dealing with a dude that's a loose cannon, he has a history of violence. He's been in jail for 10 years. I mean, you really shouldn't even deal with people like that in the first place. So I don't know their relationship dynamics, but when you enter into a relationship and you have that type of baggage with you or on you, you automatically give the other person leverage in your life because now she can control him with threats. It's just like once you have a baby with a woman, she can control you with threats. So the power dynamic was clearly off. And if she's living with her mom and her, I mean, he got two slave masters there that got dirt on him that can get him locked up at any time. And dudes can't live like that. And he may not be able to leave and he just snapped like, I'm tired of this, you know? I mean, I can see him. Well, I can't understand. I
Like we don't
understand
really
his
know though. Like,
logic.
I can't wait to find out.
Yeah. I just, only thing, I ain't gonna say the only thing I don't like about it. I don't like when you start involving kids. You don't stab no baby. That's crazy. You know, if you want to be revengeful
Yeah,
and
they
do
said.
crazy stuff, do it to the adults. Don't do it to kids. You know, I'm just saying.
I just say don't do it at all. I just say, yeah, but like I'm just saying, like don't do it at all. Like, and but like he was obviously smart about it. Like, you pow the mom and the daughter, but you went and took a knife to the baby. Like, it's weird to me. Like, so something transpired there. Something definitely transpired, and then you decided, hey, I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna throw everybody in the car and I'm gonna drive him. The car took like, did you have some? You had to have some help because how did you get from? He literally stayed like 4 minutes. Like he did it 4 minutes away from me, Mike. So how did you come from the east side all the way back over here? So you had to have somebody follow you. You had to have an
No,
accomplice. I don't think this just a solo, or
I
unless he
don't
took a
know.
lift. You know, he could have took a lift or Uber,
I
but
don't
he ain't
know.
walk.
Hey, is my mic still on?
Cause
Can you
I
hear
think
me?
the
Okay.
I hear you, but you had been breaking up for a second. But like the house was on where he lived or where they lived or whatever was on Chalmers and somewhere. But you know that ain't close to me. You know what I'm saying? For you to come way over here, dump the bodies, set it on fire. How did you get home or get to your next? Like you obviously didn't go home, but they ended up doing a police chase, which I don't think that was caught on camera, or they released no footage yet. They might release the footage, but he ain't even charged for these crimes yet until he go back to court Thursday. He's just charged with that firearm possession, which is meaning he gonna, you know, of course he was on parole. They're gonna revoke his parole, so he don't have a bond right now, and so he already got a firearm charge. But now, once Thursday come, I'm quite sure we'll have way more information.
I mean, but
But,
maybe he didn't do it.
so who did it? Somebody had to do it. So okay, if it was not him, somebody else did it. At the end of the day, but a baby was found left alone. You know, the signs are adding up that allegedly he did it.
Yeah, we
You
gotta
know,
wait for the wait for the court to have his day in court. Because, like you said, if he did that, he stay on Chalmers, and he didn't burnt them up. But then again, he could have burnt them up a day ago. But I don't know. I don't know. But for him to burn them up, get where he had to be, and then leave, he either had an accomplice or he didn't do it.
no. At
Cause
the end of
they ain't like they had a high speed chase in the car that he burnt them up in.
no, but that it happened. She talked the survivor, the mother of the little girl. She said she talked to them Saturday. It happened. The car was found Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Well, look, it was 5:48 or something, a little before 6 a.m. So she talked to them sometime Saturday. It happened Saturday night. You know, it is him. My thing is, he didn't get caught till Monday. Now the bodies and everything were discovered on Sunday. But I want to
Right.
catch up with my chat real quick. Let me see what's going on here. Now Raquel said, I don't believe she did either. I think if she was going to threaten him, she would have acted like she was turning him into with her sister. At the end of the day, she could have been in there threatening. Now I don't know. We don't know what's been happening. Like my thing is, why did you hurt the mom? Why did you hurt the 9-year-old baby? Why you didn't leave the 9-year-old baby with the 4-year-old? Like, was the 9-year-old trying to stop you from hurting her auntie, or because you know I would have been that kid. I've always been that kid. If I seen somebody trying to do something to anybody, I'm hurting. I'm jumping in too. Like you know, like what happened? I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Say now you act crazy in prison. They send you to solitary confinement in a turtle suit, girl. Unapologetically said the same thing at the same time. I'm not going to but at the end of the day, like he went back home. That was his home for the last 13 years. You know, the home he had been in, like if he was living with them, like Michael said, it probably was uncomfortable. Sometimes people make crazy decisions when all they know is jail and prison. They know that they're gonna get fed every week. I mean every day, you know, they got a bed, you know, they got warmth and shelter. Like I'm gonna dig a little more into who this man is because I want to know. Raquel said he was young and probably got abused in prison and probably was actually confused. He may have hated women. Now that could be true. What you think about that, Mike?
Man, look. Is my mic on? Can you hear me still?
We can hear you just fine.
Okay, because my little thing ain't showing that little talking sound symbol thing. I mean, anything can happen like that. I mean, that's speculation. Um, I mean, the whole thing. He innocent until proven guilty, so he may not have done it. You don't know what that mama was into or the girl was into. People be having side dudes. I don't know if she had kids or whatever. She could have baby daddy issues. Anything can jump off. anything. So he could actually be not guilty.
Yeah, that's true. He could be not guilty. That's what we're saying allegedly. He
Yeah,
ain't even been
people.
charged for the. He ain't even been charged for those crimes yet. You know, he only been
Yeah,
charged with. Yeah,
people lead some toxic lives, and they be involved in all kind of stuff. You know, it could be the dude next door could have did it. You know, anybody could have did it. So he just happened to be the likely suspect because of his past criminal history. But if
Mhm.
he been out for 16 years or whatever, he obviously probably was a model citizen. He just got caught with a pistol.
No, no, you're not hearing it. He was not out for 16 years. He's only been out for 9 months. He
Oh,
was locked
nine
up.
months. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He just got out July
Yeah,
9th,
that nigga guilty, man.
2024.
He guilty. He did it.
Yeah, he ain't been out. He's only 29 years old, Michael. He's only 29. He went to jail
Yeah,
when he was
and he
16.
wasn't going back. He just, nah, he wasn't going back.
He went. So you think he did them 13 and not go back? I
No,
think
I'm
he
saying,
might.
he put it all out there. I mean, once you start, you've been there for 9 months. I'm sure that he been in that house. Probably ain't really doing nothing. Probably trying to hustle. They probably calling him broke ass, whatever, and then just like nigga,
We
I'm gonna
don't know.
call the parole officer and all this stuff. And he like,
We
man,
don't
you
know
ain't about
yet.
to do none of that.
But at the end of the day, like we don't even know if he's been there 9 months. They just start. We don't know when they started dating. He's only been free 9 months. Like, did they start? Did she meet him while he was in prison? Did she meet him the month he got out, or did she meet him around Christmas? She could have met him this year. You never, we don't know. Really what happened. All we know is like her sister said, he was on parole. It was some toxic. I can't say they was being toxic, and she had already advised her sister to, call the police, but the sister didn't want to because the sister was like, no, he on parole. So I guess the sister loved him or thought she was in some type of love. I'm not sure, but like Raquel said, she said, I wonder what he was like before he went in. He could have already been a psychopath, which is true. Like we don't know because what possessed him at 16 years old to go find a GUN, commit armed robbery, carjack a car. Like, did you do it for survival, or did you do it just because you was a bad kid?
This probably was a bad kid.
Because I got a story that's coming tomorrow that y'all gonna want to tune in for. Happened right here in Detroit Saturday night. 8-year-old little boy running down the street, trying to hitchhike. I got the video footage. I got with the mom. I got a bunch going on, so we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. So, but the mama saying he's just a bad kid, where other people saying, hey, he might have mental issues, where we don't know what's really going on. Some people are saying he's been neglected and he's been abused at home. So we're gonna listen out for that story tomorrow. But at the end of the day, like that could have been his case. That could have been his case where he was, not being taken care of. Let me see. Thank you, Miss Open. I really knew something was not right and I messed up. Thank you, goodness. I had my strong women. My mods in my ear telling me it was not normal and I needed to run. Yes, Vibes, I'm glad you got out of that situation because that could have turned to something like this. Like we could have been hearing about your story just like we're talking about this one. I'm so thankful that you were smart enough and you didn't wait a month, 2 or 3. You saw the signs, you made a plan, you made sure it happened. Most women, you lucky. And not just lucky, it's part of your smartness as well. It's not just you're lucky. You're smart and you planned that out well. And I'm glad you and them babies are safe. Now, Contagious said, I had to escape my ex-husband, now deceased. God don't like ugly. I I ran off on the plug. I sure did. I had he ain't get where he was going to. He never put his hands on me, but it was gonna get there. And I packed me a U-Haul and ran off on him. I feel you, Contagious. Like sometimes you gotta escape. I wasn't married to this man, but I was with him for at least 2 or 3 years. And I didn't even like him after month 2. But he wouldn't leave my house. That's the one that was, y'all know I was about Eddie.
Eddie,
Fuck Eddie Johnson Jr., the one that
just
would,
stay
yeah,
with
that's the only name I'm gonna ever call out on here. Eddie
Eddie in
Johnson
that ice
Jr.
cream truck, the white van. You better watch out.
Yeah,
That's the
but
scrapist van.
he was getting where he was, he could have had been domestically violent towards me. But luckily, I end up being the aggressor. I beat him down with a crutch one time, so he knew not to mess with me. So at the end of the day, I could have been in that situation too. And my daughter was probably only 2 or 3. And luckily, each time we would have these major arguments, she would be asleep. But I knew I had to get out of there because I couldn't raise my baby and nothing like that because I wasn't raised in anything like that. Raquel say they ain't they ain't adopt bro though. He should have took his butt to the shelter or halfway house. Men need to walk away. We owe them nothing. Okay, like she was basically saying that they didn't like they didn't adopt him into the family. He could have left at any time. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be there, free will. Go to a halfway house, go to a cut. You know, you probably don't have family like that, but find another lady that you can, mooch off of. You know what I'm saying? Do
Yeah,
something
that
else.
makes sense.
Like he could have
Shoot.
left
But you go to
if
jail at
something
16,
toxic was going on. Like why stay?
you go to jail at 16, you come out at 16. You still got that mind frame. You leave your mama house, go straight to jail, then you come back to live with some woman. That's your mama now, especially
Yeah,
if her
like
mama stayed there. So he's sitting in there like a kid,
it's
you
true
know?
because like one of my classmates,
What up,
actually I used
though?
to talk to him. I talked to him in high school, and we was talking probably in 10th grade. So we was both about 16. Well, right after high school, we were all still 18. And they was our football players. It was like 6 of my graduating classmates. They all went to jail for the R word, and they're still in there today. You know what I'm saying? And they went in there now. He always come in my inbox. He came in my inbox in 2020 because I was one of his last people. His relationships. He was 16. He went to jail at 18. I think he talked to one more girl after me. And, next thing you know, he was locked up. So, but he was talking about, can he get paroled out to me? Boy, I ain't answered no more inboxes since. No, he still come in my inbox but he ain't even getting paroled. They went up for what is called the parole board, him and the 6 guys after 20 years, and they didn't get it. So I'm not sure
Good.
when they go back up again. But when he comes out, he's not going to be right either.
Nah, he gonna end up probably in that same type of situation.
And I don't even, and to be honest, I don't believe he did what they said he did. I think he just happened to be wrong place, wrong time, wrong people. Because he was, he was a good guy. He was a church going guy, and he was a football player. He had his life going for himself. I think it was the summer of everybody getting ready to go to college, and they made some bad choices. Not sure, who they are. Word, I didn't get the full story because I hadn't made it to Atlanta by then.
He did
But
it.
I ain't
That
got time for
nigga
you,
guilty.
man. You always think somebody guilty. Survived
Everybody
50. I was
guilty. He
afraid
did
of
it.
what I do. Okay, y'all talking about yes. I'm glad you got out too, Contagious. I'm glad you escaped your ex-husband because you would not be here to tell your story to show us those good old vegetables. We as women sometimes, luckily the ones in my chat, we some smart ones. We freed ourselves. We got away. Some women are stuck today. Someone is somebody right now home fussing with their man, been fussing, might have a black eye, arm bruised, choked. They done got choked today, and they don't know how to get out. They don't know how to escape, and it's something with the mental, I believe, because it won't take a guy but one time to hit me, and I'm up out of here, and I'm not coming back. And if I even get to leave out without being in handcuffs, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Some people
like I
grow
might
up
just.
in abusive households and they think that's normal. So it's like it's their standard operations to be in an abusive relationship because they was abused by their mamas, or their fathers, and they just think that's just normal.
That's
They don't
true.
even really realize they're getting abused. They participate in it. They start it sometimes, just for attention. And that's just how it be sometimes, man.
But we're not sure. Like I said, we're not sure if that's the case, though.
But
I
I'm
don't
just saying,
know.
I mean, yeah, we're not
Like,
sure, but
of course,
I
the sister
understand
not
that.
gonna say. Of course, the sister not gonna say on the news where my sister used to cuss him out and say all this stuff. But at the end of the day, like we know it was something going on because the sister said, he was on parole. They used to argue. She told her sister to leave him. So at the end of the day, it was something going on. But that's my whole thing. I feel like he wasn't living there because like I would have kicked him out. You know what I'm saying? And living there with the mama, the sister, the kids. There's no way like that he was living there. I don't believe. But we're
If
gonna
he on
find out.
parole, he probably was living there.
He had to get paroled out somewhere. I wonder if
Yeah.
that was the address, but they did say that was the home. They didn't say he stayed somewhere else or she stayed somewhere. They said it was the home. I didn't clip that part of the news because y'all know I'm not trying to get no copyrights and stuff. So I just been clipping little pieces so I can talk about it. But at the end of the day, we're gonna get, I'm gonna get more information. This
Hey,
just happened.
did,
We're only two
did they
days
say
in.
did they say if she had kids?
They did not
The
say it.
victim.
They haven't even confirmed that
Okay.
it was the mom. The only person that has been confirmed is the 9-year-old little girl. And
Okay.
so,
Because
like
if
you said, because she left her baby with the mom and the sister. You understand? She been trying to call them for the last day and a half. No answer. She done
and
put
that's
two and two
crazy,
together.
man. Why would you even leave your kids in a household where you know it's domestic violence going on?
That's the thing. We don't know if he lived there. She left the baby
Well,
with her
what
mama.
I'm saying is, if 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 I got a kid, right, and
Hmm.
that's my sister and my mom or whatever, and I know they got this ex felon ass dude around and they beefing and all this stuff, I'm not leaving my kid over there, especially a girl. I'm
I
not
hear
doing
you.
that.
I
I'm
hear
not
you. But
doing that.
that's the thing. Like maybe he was not living there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he stayed somewhere else, but their relationship is
Even if
toxic.
he stays somewhere else, and I know she dealing with some dude like that, I'm not sending my kids over there.
Maybe she just left the baby with her mother, and the girl stayed somewhere else too. Like you got to think of all the angles, Michael. Like what if the mama she left her baby with the mama, and the mama and the sister decided to link up that night and cook and have fun with the niece? You know what I'm saying? The
No,
guy
that ain't how
pops
it
up
happened.
over there,
Niggas
angry
out here broke.
and shows
Everybody
out.
living with somebody nowadays.
We don't know. Don't nobody stay at my house. Don't do somebody stay at your house?
No, nobody stay at my
Okay, so
house. I
they
got a
don't.
few ghosts.
Okay, so therefore you can't say everybody's staying with somebody these days. That's not true. We
Well,
are
I'll
sitting
tell you
here
like this.
proving facts.
Everything I said is gonna come out in the news. When you look at it, you're gonna be like, dang, Mike was right.
We gonna find. I'm just saying, like I don't want. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I'm just looking at it at all angles. We can't just say, "Oh, she started something," or they would fight. I'm looking at it at all angles where they could have lived. Everybody could have lived separate. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it from all the angles.
I don't know. I'm just saying, based on that area
Oh, my
and the
chat
type of
down.
people over there,
Ooh.
I, I know what's going on over there on that side of town.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip some of these. I'm trying to see what's going on, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was that behind in my chat because it ain't move on my screen. They could be corrupt if he got a bond. I think I would be in Detroit protest. Now, yeah, I don't know. I doubt he's getting a bond. He didn't even get a bond. He already violated parole with the gun, so I doubt he's getting a bond. The
No,
minimum
a
he got to
felon
do,
with a gun. No, you done
yeah,
did
he ain't getting no
carjacking
bond.
already. You ain't getting no bond.
Yeah, he a felon. He literally on parole. You just got out of prison 9 months ago,
And
and
you
you are
suspected on murder.
alleged. You alleged to have hurt three women, one a child at that. You know what I'm saying? With three females, one a baby. That's a 9-year-old is a baby.
I
So
don't
we
think he
don't
did
know.
it. I don't think he did it. For him to
Okay,
be
Mike,
for him
who
to
did
have
it?
been out 9 months, right? Now,
Hmm.
if the girl had a child or something, she probably had a baby daddy. The baby daddy could have did it.
That could be factual. You understand?
Yeah. I'm
That
just
could be
saying,
factual.
if I was his defense attorney, that's what I would say, because it's like this. If you my girl, right, and we got a kid together, then next thing I know, you done move this nigga in that been in jail for 9 months. I'm gonna be beefing with you about that. And if I'm a crazy dude, which I probably am, since you crazy enough to deal with a ex-felon that then carjacked some people and you then move this nigga in the house, you gotta be kind of crazy too.
Now,
So
you might be on to something, Mike, right here. Now,
yeah,
listen,
she like the
listen.
criminal type. She the criminal.
No,
She like the thug, the bad
I'm not
boys.
talking about her. I'm not doing nothing with her criminal, her character, none of that. I'm talking about with the 4-year-old baby being left at that home unharmed, but
Exactly.
everybody else was harmed. A father that loves his kid would not harm his child.
Nope.
And he would, he'll harm everybody else though, but he wouldn't harm his child. And then maybe that's why the 9-year-old girl had to go because she can say Uncle Tay Tay did it. You know,
Right.
that was Uncle
Right.
Tay Tay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like now
Yeah.
that could be true.
Not guilty. He didn't do it.
I'm just looking at all angles. I am not trying to say who guilty what. This is all alleged information. I just want to let everybody know this is alleged information. We do not have any facts. The case is still developing. We're just holding conversations and discussions. This is all alleged information. But I am the person that I like to look at all angles of the situation and not just, say. So with that situation that you just, point you just made, because I do watch Snapped and all that ID channel. I've seen plenty cases where they thought it was the new boyfriend that had just got out of jail, but come to find out it was the baby daddy.
Yeah.
I sort of kind of seen a case similar to this before on Snapped or something. But so I totally get it. Vibes Queen said people go back to jail just because they don't have food. He went back to what he knew. And it ain't even about the food, but that's definitely true. I don't believe it was something domestic going on, and he snapped, I think. And I think he didn't mind going back because he was like, hell, jail probably better than this. Like Mike said, they could have been in there, fighting every day. They could have lived together. So he could have been like, hell, jail better than this. So fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. And he could have had a boyfriend in jail he wanted to get back to. We don't know.
Now that's speculation. See, I can't speculate, but you can though.
Like thugs.
You done made this man all get raped and all kind of download stuff. Come on now. Everybody don't get raped in prison.
Don't say the R word. Just say R word or
Oh, okay, yeah.
But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is we don't know. He could have had a boyfriend he wanted to go back to. He could have just snapped. They could have not lived together. It's so many angles to what could have happened. Now, Platinum say probably because he was getting juked in the deal. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, Platinum.
I mean, they can get juked in the bunghole out here on the street. You ain't gotta go to jail to get that.
But guess what? It ain't comfort that like I said, he could have had that booth thing for 10 years now.
That don't mean he going to the same place. So
that's true too. But at the end of the day, he's probably comfortable there. That's all he knows since he was 16. And like he might not even like women for real because who knows? He probably only had 1 or 2 women before he went to jail. And they weren't even women, those were little girls, you know what I'm saying? So he get out and get a grown woman that's probably handling life, got her ex-husband, baby daddy, got her life together and she doing her stuff. And he's envious. He don't know how to take it. You've been like cell phones just came into good evolution. Facebook and YouTube had only been out 5 years before he went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like he came out to a whole new world.
He just saying TikTok and Snap.
The last 13 years. We done had, it's been a whole new world for him to come out to. Now, people who want to go back to prison go back to prison. I feel you. If you don't want to go back, you're not going to do nothing. So, like, my thing is, like, in his conscious mind, I feel like he decided prison is better than this hell I'm living on out here in this earth. Not sure exactly what was going on. I think so.
But no, summertime coming too. This has been his first summer out. He ain't going to jail his first summer like that. Nah, he ain't do that.
He got out in the middle of summer. He already had summer 24. He got out in July. And in Detroit, summer just start in July. Basically it'd be cold. It was snowing yesterday. We had with sprinkles and stuff. Little hard rocks was hitting my arms and stuff when I was out there. So at the end of the day, he had just got out for the summer. And then he done spent his good holiday. Oh, Christmas wasn't shit. I ain't got it. What the fuck I'm out here for? You know what I'm saying? He probably had a horrible Thanksgiving, a horrible Christmas, horrible whatever. And he probably made the conscious decision that he was better off in the prisons.
Shoot, my Christmas and Thanksgiving was horrible. I ain't crashed out on nobody.
Michael, well, I was going to say you were sane, but never mind. I forgot who I'm dealing with. Never mind. Yeah, some of these men are unhinged. Exactly. But at the end of the day, let's see. Rock said, I had to escape my baby father also. I hauled ass from San Diego back to Atlanta. I feel you. Run. Like, I don't care, kids, everything. I'm keeping mine safe. I'm getting out. That's why I only had, once that situation happened, I only lived with one other guy, and he was a police officer, and I was safe. Everything was fine. Me and my babies was good. His kids was bad as fuck, but we was safe and fine. and he, still we were still good today. We still good today. But
His
I'm glad
baby
you
kids
said your stuff
wasn't
was
bad.
taken. Man, we ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna stick to the case at hand. We'll say that for one of my other discussions
For
about how
Friday,
we're gonna talk about
Freestyle
stepkids
Friday.
one day. No, we're gonna probably do that. Like today is actually supposed to be a day that I do something like that, talking about stepkids or being a single mom. But once I seen this story today, I was like, forget it. We doing open discussion early, and we doing it again tomorrow. Open discussion Detroit. But let's see what Rock said. Did he really have the mind of a 16-year-old though, out there committing armed robbery like it was Ocean 11? Like, Mike, what you think? She's saying, he made a whole plan. I'm gonna jack this car. First of all, I'm gonna buy this weapon. I'm gonna jack this car. I'm gonna commit this crime. So was his mind 16 years old? Because like I said, when I told my testimony to Sunday night, I didn't have a 16-year-old mindset at 16. Because what's the average 16-year-old gonna say? Oh, I'm gonna forge my birth certificate. I'm gonna, take this title and go get my mama, put my mama name on it, go up here and get her tag. That wasn't an average 16-year-old mind. So did he have an average 16-year-old mind?
I know jackers that was jacking when they was 13,
Yeah.
12.
And
I mean, most of my friends I grew up with died in like middle school and early high school from doing stuff like that. Robbing people, carjacking, all kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what we do. If we grow up in the neighborhood, in the hood like that, that's just how it is.
Platinum, I'm listening to you, Mike, but I was sort of reading Platinum comment and I'm cracking up. She said we was at a family reunion. My whole family fucked the ex up. We had fought all the way from Maryland to Jersey, literally. He caught me in the eye, and they saw him and I'm not laughing because you got hurt. I'm laughing because your family, like I got family like that, like y'all whooped that ass as y'all should have. I'm not laughing because I'm glad you got out, glad you're safe, but I'm laughing because I can see family members like we're going to get his ass, and they done pulled up and the plug down.
I actually,
16 doing crimes like a season. What you say, Mike?
I know. I was just gonna say, I saw a fight today. I looked out. I heard some screaming outside. I look outside. This is big burly chick out there arguing, screaming and stuff. So the dude came out the house. Was like, "What's going on? Get the hell away from here." So she cussing him out, cussing him out, cussing him out. So he just went in the house and closed the door. So then she's still out there. So he come back out, and she's sitting in the car. So he calling the police. Man, the other chick got out the driver's seat, walked around the car. The other chick ran up on him. Man, they jumped that dude. Man, they whooped his ass. I said, damn. I mean, he got a couple of good licks in, but they had him on the ground, just stomping them and stuff. And then when they got done, they got mad at him. Saying, "Why you hit me? I'm calling my daddy and my brother over here." It's just crazy, man. It was funny though. I tried to record it, but I'm using these newfangled devices. I ended up not recording it.
I'm trying to record everything I see. I got a bunch of stuff recorded in my phone but the stories are late now. Like I was in the middle of a crime scene where the bailiff, this was about a month and a half ago, where the bailiff was trying to evict the guy over there off of Southfield, and it was somewhere borderline Westside, Eastside almost type of thing. But I'm over there, and I pull up seeing what's going on, but he had done shot the bailiff and held himself hostage in the house, like the crime scene. I still got the video footage, but I never put it out. It never did make mainstream news like that. A lot of the stories here don't make mainstream news. Just like the baby, I've been trying to get information about the baby I reported on last week. I ain't found nothing. No news reports. Martin ain't talking about it no more. We don't know what happened to the baby. So, like Detroit, we gotta do better. But I gotta catch up with this chat, my people in here. I appreciate y'all for being here, holding this discussion. Mike, I thank you for coming up, jumping on the link unasked, because I don't know what happened to you yesterday for Money Monday, but we ain't gonna talk about that today. So we're gonna, but I thank you. The minute
Yeah, no
people
problem.
realize
I've been
nobody
dealing with
wins.
I've been dealing with some house issues.
Yeah, I ain't even I ain't reach out. I would have reached out like, oh Mike, I ain't reach out. I did it myself, and I went on and did something and came on back. But anyway, Vibes Queen said the minute people realize nobody wins in these situations, they will continue. I guess, like, At the end of the day, nobody wins. Like first of all, he's in jail. 3 lives are gone. A mother who, a mother, sister, child who is going to have to live the rest of her life with this. Right now she's having to plan. Not sure what other family members they have or anything. They might have sisters and brothers and stuff, but she's having to plan the funeral for her baby, her sister, and her mother, all at the hands of allegedly a 29-year-old man that was institutionalized and contagious. I say he hurt the baby. I'm not sure. Let me tell you about this. I'm not sure why he hurt the baby. And like I said, he could have hurt her because she could have seen what was happening and she could have told. Because she probably, it could have happened in the middle of the night. She probably was asleep. He probably had them pow the mama and the thing and was going to leave her okay, but she could have woke up. And in the midst of her waking up, he reacted. He probably didn't want to pow a baby, but he decided he wanted to take the knife to her. Now, that's if he is the suspect. But Mike had a great point. It could have been the baby daddy of her, the girl's baby daddy. So if it's the baby daddy, sort of the same situation. Like but why take her mama out if it's the baby daddy? I
Mama
don't know.
saying everything. He trying to get away. He trying to get away with a crime. So anybody that can talk and articulate a sentence that's seen everything, they got to go. You don't leave no survivors.
Raquel, who we talking about? So he would murk somebody else's child. Oh, you talking about the other guy? Like this guy obviously probably don't have children at all. The suspect, unless he made one before he was 16 or got one on the way, because he only been out 9 months. So he could have a baby coming out today. But who knows? Like, they can do an autopsy of her, which I doubt they're going to be able to because her body was so burnt down, But they could find out that she was pregnant by him. It's so many layers and levels to what may have happened. But we're going to find out. We're going to be on this case like white on rice because I'm right up with the news. I've been waiting on a case here in Detroit that I can find and keep up with that's right on the news. And I'm ahead of them. Mel, that's what I said. What? Yep. Like, why hurt the baby? No answers. I'm quite sure he's never going to tell if he is the one found guilty. He's never going to tell what happened and why. They never do. They just plead guilty and go on about their day.
He gonna plead not guilty.
He gonna plead not guilty, but he going to jail.
They ain't gonna be able to prove. They're not gonna be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he did it, unless he tell on himself.
You never know, Mike. That little bit of forensic evidence, even though he burnt that car, it could be something that did not burn that got his fingerprint on it. You understand? It could be a water cap. It can, it can be anything.
But they don't even go to those lengths to investigate crimes no more. That happens on TV. That don't happen in real life.
Yeah, I know. And
they either gonna talk him into a plea to take the gun, and then they're gonna end up giving him the maximum for violating his parole and whatever tail he had for his first case, and he gonna get the extra 2 or 4 years for the pistol, and that's how they're gonna punish him. But they're not gonna be able to pin those murders on him.
I don't know.
At least not beyond a reasonable doubt.
I think they can. Like, even me just thinking, first of all, it's a gun. When he got arrested today, it was a 38 point something caliber that they found him with.
They got to find them same bullets in there.
That's the whole thing. No, he did it at the house. And so it's evidence at the home. You understand? Like, that home is a crime scene now. So
yeah, if they find those bullet casings, shell casings inside the body, because they said that they was shot.
To the mom, both the mom and the daughter was shot.
Okay, so they were shot with that same type of pistol. Then yeah, he hit.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. It's so many layers. The case knew. Like, I'm just throwing it all out there. Like, he can be found guilty if, I'm quite sure that metal didn't, it didn't burn all the way down. It was in the body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gonna take a plea.
He may not. They did say in the court today that he didn't say anything. He just answered yes to everything, whatever it was. Which he was only in court about the gun, and obviously probably eluding the police officer, taking him on a police chase. So I don't know, but I got to catch up. So like Contagious said, whoever did it didn't think the 4-year-old can tell, or they loved the 4-year-old enough not to hurt him.
Or the 4-year-old could have been asleep.
and didn't wake up like the 9-year-old did.
Right.
Because it happened in the wee hours of the morning because the neighbor said, I wish I should have played that clip. It was a guy. I might find it and throw it out here later on, but he said that he heard a shot about 2 or 3 something that morning. I want to say he said, and then he heard another 5 rounds. It was just one single shot at like two or something. But then a couple of hours later, he heard 5 consecutive rounds go off. And then, and then the next morning, well, no, Monday morning, it wasn't even the next morning. Monday morning is when they came over there to the crime scene. So,
Oh man,
you
so
know,
that's crazy. So he
like,
did.
the neighbors heard some stuff, and you think about it, people got Ring cameras. Like, this is in the early stages. They probably don't have a Ring camera, but they doing some investigation. They ain't gonna do it all the way out, but this is major. This is a big case because a mom, a grandmother and a 9-year-old, them, all that.
He could have probably. He must have been. He could have been holding them hostage and everything. Because he had 2 shots. Then a couple hours later, 5 more shots. That
Okay.
sounds like some. That's some dang on. Getting like tied up in the house and terrorizing and all that. I know a
Okay.
guy that used to do that to his family.
I got to ask Vibes Queen a question real quick, Mike. She said, so Vibes Queen, I have my disclaimer. I just need to flash it on the screen, or because I do have a disclaimer, I can put it in my little thing. Do I need to flash it? Because I do have it in my about section about, my disclaimer. If you don't mind, let me know real quick
She
because
probably said that because you kept saying it's allegedly, allegedly,
yeah,
allegedly,
yeah,
allegedly.
allegedly,
Yeah, you
yeah.
kept saying it.
And I'm gonna continue to say it because I don't want nobody saying that these are facts over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't have
Yeah.
all the facts. The only facts I have is what I showed on the video clip. So I do have my disclaimer. I'm about to go upload it real quick, and I'm gonna flash it because I don't want no problems. When I say I'm traumatized from copyrights and strikes, they were tearing my ass up in 2024. Oh, people just messing with me. So I ain't trying to, have nothing shut down. But I appreciate you all. Let me try to catch up with the chat as I'm putting this in here. Yeah, you may. It says, yeah, but maybe he has something that he he was used to up in there. Like, me and Platinum thinking alike. Like, I think you think he had something he loved in there. Now, Contagious said, I was in prison for a hot second. I saw people come and go during that short period of time. I was there. I vowed to never go back, and those charges I had were because of my deceased ex. I'm sorry to hear about your ex being deceased, even though he probably had what was coming to him. And I'm glad you didn't have to be in prison for a long, 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 long time because I've seen it happen to some people. But I empathize with all you ladies. All of us have a story. All of us have something where we could have ended up in this situation.
Hold up, Contagious was locked up.
Mind your business. That's Mel's. Yeah, Mel's a gang. She from the Georgia people. We don't play. Don't mess with us.
So that's
Don't.
why you've been messing around with Bobby's leg.
No, she
Oh
don't do
no.
Mel.
You better leave. Don't hurt that man. Stop it.
Don't do Mel. I'm about to hold on, Mike. Talk to him real quick while I put up my disclaimer.
You could just put it up after you
No, not
upload the
on the live.
video.
This is not a video. This is a live. I have to show it, and I've seen other people do it. I'm just about to add it to my StreamYard real quick. Turn my volume down. Make sure I don't.
I gotta see how I could look at
Well,
the
I didn't
chat.
see unapologetically back here. Hold on, I got unapologetically trying to hit the link. 1 second. Welcome her to the stage. Hey, unapologetic. How you doing?
Hey, love. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Mike.
Hey,
How
how
are
you
you?
doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Good, good. Nice profile picture.
Thank you. That's all.
I'm sorry, y'all. Might have some static while I'm trying to get this in here. I'm sorry, y'all. But y'all go ahead and hold a conversation. I'm trying to put this disclaimer up real quick. I don't
All
want no
right.
problems. And I'm gonna put it. You think I should have it as my background vibes queen? Or should I have it as a banner?
All you gotta do is just say You know,
No, I got it made already. I just don't know. Should I have it as an overlay or a banner? I'm gonna do both. 1 second. Like I can change where my circles say ODD back there as my disclaimer. And
or
I'm
you could
sorry
just
about the
say it.
chat.
Just say it real quick, and then you good.
Ah, I
Yeah,
don't
I was
know
gonna
that.
say you could say it.
I can't read that, but go ahead, unapologetic.
Just by you saying it, or by you keep saying allegedly, that's good because you're not saying that whatever it is fact. You're
I
saying
don't want.
alleged.
Okay. Yeah, I
However,
just don't.
I was saying, like, I'm not saying I don't know the story. I haven't been on here, and I don't know how long. However, Platinum was trying to get me caught up
Mhm.
and right in my element because this for somebody to be on the other side. And I get a lot of people that haven't been incarcerated or haven't been mixed in the system. It's easy for somebody to say like, this is what it is. And people don't understand the other side. And I could get under, I've been on both sides. So I could understand both sides. I see your point or, their point, and I could understand the other side. Like nobody knows this man went into prison at the age of 16. He was a baby. Like I don't know what made him do what he did to go into prison. What was going through his mind at that time? We don't know if he did what he did to get some money to feed his family because his mom was doing this or his dad was doing like nobody knows that. All we know
That's
is this man went to prison at 16. He came out at 29. Mentally, he's still 16.
true.
So now when he comes home, he has a parole officer. Now, a parole officer, basically, their job, and this is not allegedly, these are facts. His job, their job, is to help give him the resources to become a productive member of society. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They're supposed to help him get a place or help him, get a job, help him go to school, help give him the resources to do what it is that normal people would do. However, in today's society, what parole officers, probation officers, all these police officers, what they want to do is they would rather say, this is what you got to do. Don't help you get it. Oh, we do a urine, do this. You got to go to school. I got to go to school. Okay, I got to go to school. Well, if I go to school, how do I get into school? I don't know what I want to do. Or you got to work. Most people today, they say, oh, they're not allowed to say they can't hire you unless if you have a felon. But what they don't understand is people still do that. Whether they are allowed to do it or not, they still do that. So if
That's true.
you got this man who's coming home, he doesn't really know anything because he still has the mentality of a 16-year-old. He doesn't know how to maneuver in the outside world. Probably can't get a job. He meets this young lady. She's 29, or I don't know how old she is, but they already say women are more mature than men. So she's really more mature than he is because he still has the mentality of a 16-year-old, like I say. He
That's
meets
true.
her, probably met her in prison because if he got paroled to her house, or then he had to get paroled somewhere.
Yeah, but we
That's
don't
number
know
one.
where he got paroled to though. Like we don't know. Like it just happened this just happened Sunday morning. So he's only been out 9 months, but we don't know if he lived there. We don't know where he lived. Like and
And
did he meet her in jail while he was in prison? Like were they high school sweethearts or something? We don't know because he's been in jail for
and
13 years.
exactly 13 years he's been in prison. Doesn't know how to live outside in out here. Parole officers are more, they're, you know what, in my opinion, they're more interested in keeping a job. See, if a person came home from prison and they gave them the resources and the things that they're supposed to do, and the person actually did it, would they have a job?
I don't know. At the end of the day,
Right. True.
They wouldn't
True.
have a job. If they came home and gave a person like, listen, this is what you should do. Here, go to this place, go to this place. Here, I help you get this identification. Because he's 16 years old. He probably don't have ID. He probably don't, none of that. But if a parole officer or probation officer ended up came home like, listen, this is what you do this, do this, do this. I'm gonna help you do this. Then the person does it, they would not have a job. They'd be out of a job. So what they started doing was they started making sure they're secure, that they could take care of their family and forget the person that was in prison. They don't give a freak about them. They don't give a freak about us. They want
Yeah.
to make sure they're secure.
And they keep
So
you on.
what they're going to do is
And
they're going to do any means necessary to make that person say, look, I can't do it.
yeah, they keep you operating under duress the whole
Exactly.
time.
that's true.
You know, and then if you got somebody you dealing with
Like,
that
okay,
know that you under duress, they're gonna leverage that against you when you there. You know, so you can't do anything because they're gonna keep threatening you. You do this, I'm gonna call the police. You do this, I'm gonna call the police. Don't let me call your parole officer. Oh, I'm gonna call your parole officer. You know,
and like
and
I said, no, like I listened to it before. Like nobody has. Okay, so he had a firearm. Yes, that's against his stipulations of being on parole. You're not supposed to have a firearm. But it didn't say that the firearm or the bullets or whatever actually was linked to the freaking murder.
right. I don't think they can really catch him if they don't find the bullets in that body.
I'm
They
sorry, I
can't
can't
prove
say
that
that
he
yet.
did it.
Yeah, we're ahead of the game because they haven't even identified the ladies yet. They only
Exactly.
identified the baby. That's it. Even though we know we can put two and two together that it is them,
Exactly.
like so they haven't even identified them yet, let alone examine their bodies. You know what I'm saying?
If he don't take a plea deal, he gonna get off on the murders,
But we'll know
and he gonna go to
Thursday.
jail for the gun. I think.
Oh,
Brooks,
okay.
the link
So
is in the chat.
and this is another thing. This is another thing.
What did you say? Unapologetic.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I lost my train of
Okay.
thought. Give me one second.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, Contagious say they don't know how to do those things on their own. They aren't socialized. So how would they keep the job if they get one? That's true.
It's not even,
But
and when
they
they
work
get
in
the job,
prison. You should know something.
but listen to this. When they do get a job, they come to their job. Here, you got to take this. You got to do this. Or you got to come see us right now. Give us a urine. I'm at work. They don't care.
Right. Exactly.
You have to leave your job that you probably lied about having a felony on because they're not going to hire you if you do. So you probably lied on your application, but now you got to leave your job and go see them. That's unreliable. They don't
And they
want to.
want your money, and you got to pay.
Exactly. So you got to pay them your fines or whatever, restitution, whatever. You got to have a job. But what they don't tell you is you don't just have to have a job. You got to have a job or go to school or both.
But this man's
See, they're not going
29
to tell
years
you that.
old. Like, he was 29. All they did was parole him and probably tell him, hey, we're going to drug test you every whatever, and you got to report X amount of time. And
That's
who knows?
another thing.
He probably has been reporting on time. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's been out these 9 months. He probably been doing his steps. I feel like he just snapped.
See, that's the thing too. Oh, we're going to drug test you. We're going to do. His crime had nothing to do with drugs.
That's true.
So
But
there
they'll
should
still
be
drug
no
test
reason
you.
for a drug test.
They would still drug test you though. Like, that's part of some conditions. Even if you had nothing to do with drugs, they would still drug test you. My brother, his crimes didn't have nothing to do with drugs, not one of them. He still had to get drug tested. Now that's Georgia though. Not in Michigan. He was a Georgia baby. But at the
I'm
end
not
of the
even.
day, you never know. Okay, in just a moment, we're trying to Brooks. You got to connect your device. It's not connected. We're gonna be adding Brooks Media to the stage whenever he can connect his device. If you're having issues, you got to probably come out and come back in. But at the end of the day, like the story is so brand new that we really don't know what happened. And I just want to play the clip once again that I do have while we're trying to get Brooks on the stage, for those that didn't hear exactly what the mother, sister, friend actually said about what happened. So we're gonna play the clip just 1 second while I'm trying to get Mr. Brooks on the stage, and so we can have a little more clarity on, because I heard what she said about calling the parole officer and all that stuff, but I just want to make sure we heard it clearly. So here we go. Wrong thing. Y'all pray for me. I'll be clicking. I got so many. Here we go. There we go. On Sunday, April 6, 2025, just before 6 o'clock a.m., an SUV that was severely burned on Detroit's West Side at the intersection of 30th and Milford was recovered. Inside, they located 3 females, 2 adult women whom had been shot, and a 9-year-old girl who was stabbed. It was discovered that the 2 adult women were mother and daughter, and the 9-year-old little girl was their grandchild and niece. 29-year-old Elantra Sutton, the mother of the 9-year-old victim, was interviewed by Channel 7 News Detroit, and here's what she had to say.
And today, with my daughter's dental records, they confirmed that it was my daughter in the car. One of the bodies that were in the car. They still haven't confirmed it as my mom and my sister, but I'm pretty sure it's them too.
29-year-old Edward Redding was arrested on Monday, April 7th, 2025, and was charged with a firearm possession after a police chase, and he is believed to be the suspect in the case. Redding does have a criminal history. In February of 2011, he was convicted of armed robbery, carjacking, and felony firearm possession. He was sentenced to 11 to 22 years in prison and was released on July 9th, 2024. On today, April 8th, 2025, Edward Redding appeared in federal court. He has been held without a bond, and his next court appearance is on this Thursday, April 10th, 2025. Elantra Sutton had this to say about the relationship of her sister and the boyfriend, Edward Redding. Listen to this.
He was on parole, and she kept saying that she didn't want him to go back to jail, so she didn't want to call his parole officer. The last time I told her about their relationship, I told her if she wanted to be done, and if she was really, truly scared of him, tired of him, didn't want to be with him, that she would have to do the unfortunate thing with calling his parole officer. And she didn't. Okay, so as we see, she didn't say that she was, she was threatening him or anything. The sister was just giving her advice to get out of that situation. Now he was on parole, so it's a mess, and it's gonna be an ongoing case for a while.
I'm surprised that she was able to keep it together for that interview. My baby get killed, and you want to interview me about it. I wouldn't be able to compose myself to even articulate those statements that she made. So I'm thinking a little bit different now.
I don't know. She had somebody else there with her though, for one. Because it was another clip where she broke down. I got the better part of what I could.
Okay.
She did break down. She definitely I don't think she had nothing to do with this. She definitely broke down.
I didn't say that she had nothing to do with it. I'm just saying,
you would throw some stuff out there.
But how ladies, the lady said she got hit in the face with a brick. Then the other lady said that she had seen the white baby on side of the road back in the days. All those little fake little things, You
never know. I'm about to add Brooks Media to the stage. Now we're gonna try to all have clear dialogue because three of us up here can overtalk each other. And that's me, Mike, and Brooks. Welcome to the
What up,
stage.
though, y'all? What's good? What's good?
What up, though?
Live from the back of the truck. Y'all know how it is, man. Grind season. Yeah, man. And I'm
Unapologetic just fell off.
huh?
No, I lost unapologetic. Okay, we're not here to talk about you being on the truck.
You know,
We
I was
got
just
something.
giving a shout out to everybody. Dang, don't be like that, open.
No,
I was just
we're
listening
here.
to it.
We're here to talk about this case. Have you watching, or are you just trying to get on the stage?
No,
Let him do his
both.
intro. You
Huh?
micromanaging. Let that man say, what
Let me
up,
get
though,
my drink
man?
down on, man. I'm just trying to get my accolades before I go ahead and say what I gotta say.
Hey,
But
it's not the
hmm.
platform for
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, man, you want to be tight with me. That's all right,
that.
though.
I'm not gonna double
Anyway,
team
but
She's
you.
no,
so
but what I was
hostile. Why she so hostile? What you done did to
saying,
her?
Y'all not gonna
man,
double team
that's
me.
my homie, man. I love her, man. Open, man. That's the
I
homie.
love both of y'all, but at the end of the
Yeah,
day, we're gonna have a clear dialogue and we're gonna stick to the topic because we all can go off topic. So, are
yeah.
you interested in what's going on?
I was listening. I've been actually listening in. I was on two thing devices listening in. I had to get in on this one. Because the other one, I don't know the YouTube or the Wi-Fi, whatever, going crazy. But man, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy how people are in this world now, man. You know, I don't know if this ever happened any other time in life without phones and pictures and all this, but to think somebody allegedly would be that evil, my God, man, the knife to the baby, that's the one that just kind of hurt me because if you don't got kids, somebody a kid that you know what I'm saying. So it was crazy, man. I don't understand, man. So
Yeah.
hopefully he get what he deserved if he did it. You know, like old girl said, she gave a lot of reasons. The lady who was on, she had gave a lot of reasons on what happened to him mentally, and I definitely understand that. But when you look at it like that, that's understandable. But when it's your family that's getting done, your sister, your brother, your cousin, you not looking at why he did it or what systems happened to make him do it. You looking at him like, I hate you. You know what I'm saying? You killed my baby niece. You killed my sister. You killed my mama or whoever. So that's the crazy part about it. And I definitely understand what she was saying. Like, you got to look at the system part of it. Definitely. It's something that make people just click. It ain't just them. You know, I don't think people are naturally born evil. But
Okay. And
at the same,
I'm glad you said something about that though, Brooks. I ain't trying to cut you
yeah,
off, but
yeah. Go
one of
ahead.
his friends are on Facebook saying free him. And I forgot to put this in my thing. Now I'm gonna read exactly what he say. He says, I ain't gonna speak too much, but
Uh,
damn little bro, you went out like bozo. It ain't that it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. I salute you for your work because I stand on gangster shit. And you did what you were supposed to have done. Niggas gotta know. Take one of mine, I'll take three of yours. That's the law. But damn, my nigga, you made two basic ass errors that's going to cost you your life forever. Free my nigga. I forgot to. I'm glad you brought that point up, but
yeah.
he got a friend that is on Facebook, basically saying he support what he did and to free him.
See the support part is the part I
Yes,
don't
man,
get.
guys. Yes,
That's crazy. But to free
I don't know
him,
how I
shit, that's
forgot
his man.
that part. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't support the crime, but I always scream free you because you my man. You don't know if
No,
dog done saved his life before. You know, you don't know how he said some street shit. I don't know if he's trying to tell on somebody too, saying take one of mine and take two of yours. That sounds like some low key snitching for real to me. But at the end of the day, yeah, I wouldn't support it, but he my friend. He my friend just because he did something tragic. Don't mean we don't have memories together. So it's always gonna be free him. You know what I'm
it's not
saying?
gonna be
But
for him. I don't want no
no,
even.
I'm saying it's gonna be free him in my mind. For he gonna go to jail for what he did for sure. That's why I say I wouldn't support it. I wouldn't say, oh dog, you did some good shit.
No,
But it's always he my friend, he my friend. You know what I'm saying? That's just like if my son or my cousin, somebody who I care about did something, you know, shit, we all shit. We didn't know he was there gonna do that shit.
no,
But
because my
shit. We
Right.
still
I'm
with
like,
the we
wrong.
still with the Northland and stole Nautica jackets together back in the day. We
Okay, we're
still
not
got
talking about
memories.
none of
You know what I'm
that. No,
saying?
no. I'm trying to stay on topic and be for real though. Like at the end of the day, saying you're saying you're not going to support what he did, but you're still screaming free my dude. No, my brother in jail right now. He did what he did. I'm not screaming free my brother. Like he ain't even hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? He did a little credit card fraud, which could have hurt somebody financially or whatever. But I'm not screaming free my brother. You did the crime. It's no
But
free you.
see, the thing is,
Especially when
that's
you take 3 lives.
but that's you thinking that 40. He probably 21. You when you was 21,
This
you
boy
said a
ain't
whole bunch of
21. This a
crazy.
grown. This dude ain't no 21. This a
How
grown
old is
man.
these guys? I don't know. I haven't followed the story, but I'm pretty sure ain't no older guy
That's my point. So
putting
don't
that on the
explain to
YouTube
me
or
what the
Facebook.
story is.
Huh?
You can't speak. I'm telling you what the friend just read that I seen on Facebook. The friend is not a little 21-year-old boy. This is a
Let
grown
him
man.
talk though. Let him finish what he's saying. You
No,
cutting
boy,
him
it's just
off
a
and
ramble.
Man,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, man, as friends, we all got people who did fucked up shit, but that don't take away from the memories they have with you, dog. It ain't just throw my nigga away. Yeah, the system may throw him away and he did some fucked up shit, but me and that nigga drove we got our first crackhead rental together back in the day, and we went to Coney and found some girls, and one of them had to be my baby mama today. You feel me? So it's like, like I said, you feel me? Like that's my man.
This
So
is
I can't
Detroit
just say,
mentality. I want to
I'm
pause both of you. Stop. Pause. No Diddy. This is the Detroit mentality of men and supporting this. You
I was
cannot support.
friendship.
I'm not saying you're supporting him, but no, it's not. It's never free somebody that hurt somebody. Even if I don't care how many memories. Just like my friends and they. Me and her been rolling for 13 years. Love her to death. Love her to death. I will probably help hurt somebody, you know, if I had to or something. Who knows? But at the end of the day, she go down for hurting somebody for real. I love her. I'm not going to be out here screaming free my friend in the streets. You know, I may support her silently by making sure she got some commentary.
You know why? You know why?
I'm
Because
not going to be publicly saying free my homie. You know, she 3 for 1. We gangster. We do gangsters. No.
I look at it like this. For some reason, I think. I mean, I can understand. Like I said, like I said, like I said earlier, you can. I mean, I'm not justifying murder, but if you got a reason to do something, I mean, you can do the adults, but don't do the kids. The kid ain't had nothing to do with none of that.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's why like what my man saying about the eye for eye and touch two of mine, all that stuff.
Yeah,
that
that's
leads me to believe that there was something else going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, he trying to tell the other story. Why he did it.
And the mistake is that he did the little girl. That's the only thing that the code is. You don't hurt no kids, man.
That's real. Because if we had the little girl, we probably wouldn't even be talking about it for real.
Nah,
you know?
we'd be like, yeah, it's like, hey, you know, eye for eye.
Yeah.
I understood the message that the guy wrote clearly. You understand? Like I clearly understand that.
But that wasn't enough for debate.
But he's basically to me from what I heard when I read it. I'll reread it so we can all hear it clearly again. But I heard him saying, you did the right thing. They took one of yours, so you went and took 3 of theirs.
That's some snitchy shit, man.
So obviously something, so like he's snitching, like something happened already.
Right. He trying to tell us somebody else did something.
That ain't even telling nobody else. Let me reread this again.
And that's making him look super guilty too. Now that's giving him a motive.
That's my point.
There you go.
Hold on, let me find the I done lost the message that fast. I forgot I even had that, y'all. I don't know how to let that slip my darn mind that I had that tea.
Yeah, that's a good one though, Open. I didn't know he said that. Like I said, I don't support that. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I wouldn't be going out there getting no lawyer. But when I'm around the bros and we have a shot, we gonna say free the bro for sure.
I'm saying that's on y'all. What y'all doing
shit that, personally, I'm not saying in the street, but personally, you know, free him.
I'm gonna read it again though. Let's listen to it again.
He went crazy.
I ain't gonna speak too much, but damn, little bro, you went out like bozo. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. I salute you for your work because I stand on gangster shit, and you did what you were supposed to do. Niggas gotta know. Take one of mine, I take 3 of yours. That's the law. But
any comments?
My nigga,
any comments up under that?
That's some street shit. That's
life. He basically said his friend guilty.
Is there any more comments up under there?
I got to go back and find out. I got this. You be following Lisa Carter, either one of y'all?
Man, I don't do that. That's man. I don't follow nobody.
She on the
Nah,
news with her
man.
and Mark.
I follow opinionated news. That's what I
Yeah,
follow.
that's
I'm
all
talking
I
about on
follow.
Facebook.
That's it. I ain't. That's
I
that's
appreciate the support. Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
you know, man,
Thank you,
we
my
don't even
homegirl
do.
dude.
friend.
Dudes don't gossip and follow the T. What you say, the
Oh
T? We
man,
don't even say that. I got the T. The hell, I got the T.
Who
I'll
say
be a
T?
bitch. I ain't no bitch.
that's a
There's
fact.
a reason he said what he said, Vibes Queen. Definitely a reason. I'm gonna go see what some of the comments say. I'm gonna go find that post because I know I got that from Lisa this morning on Facebook because I be all on her Mark page, still in cases, still in cases to bring to you. I got a screenshot. That's what I did. I screenshotted it. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, man,
I
but
gotta
that's
find
crazy.
out. I'm about to see what them comments was because I bet you somebody else is up under there co-signing what he said
Yeah,
and
just look for the
dropping more
comments.
information.
Yeah, find the comments. But yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm like, if they don't find the bullets that match the gun inside the thing, then he gonna get off. He'll probably catch the gun charge, but if them bullets don't match, they can't pin the murders on him.
I think she took it down. She took it
Yeah,
down.
I know he took that down. My bad. That
No,
damn
not
edible.
him. I don't think he took it down. It ain't on her page no more. And but I got the screen. I got the proof. If nobody else ain't got the proof, I got the proof. So
Yeah, it's
at
crazy,
the end of the
man.
day, it's crazy that you know your friend is out here basically snitching because to me it's saying, hey, you took somebody took one of his people, obviously in that family. Like that's my whole thing.
Hey,
But
man, I just when you said it, I just listened. I ain't said he said it though. You know,
yeah,
it is what it is. I probably wouldn't have said nothing. You know, when you got to go to the internet, it's kind of like trying to make content off of it. But he should have just said nothing because sometimes that's how you stay free. Shit, he did some crazy shit, and he, like my man said, he done gave him motive now.
Yeah,
Shit,
no, no,
what
well,
y'all
I don't
talking
know.
about? Police like, hey, what y'all talking about over there? We thought it was a passion kill. This nigga, that's some other shit. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
everybody
but
going
guess
to
what?
right.
They start. But
jail.
Raquel said, do they have any brothers, mom, or auntie? We don't know. But that's the whole thing. It sounds like retaliation. So my thing is, if it was retaliation, um, her name Lisa L. Carter, Males. If it was retaliation, why? Like I'm trying to figure out where and why. So obviously,
Some people
this
play
how
the
I look
long
at it.
game.
Something happened in that family dynamic. One of her, like Raquel thinking, brother, cousin, uncles did something and took out somebody that old boy loved, and he came back and said, "F it." But he killed his girlfriend. Like it ain't adding up. I need more. I need more answers. I'm
This
about to
in,
get out here.
this in turn to an
It's only 4
episode of
minutes from my
Power.
house.
Tariq on a rampage.
Mike, come escort me over here to 4 minutes from my house so I can get the tea. Brooks, you
Yeah,
still in
man.
Texas?
Yeah, I'm in Texas, headed to California and
Man,
shit.
well,
Hell
man,
yeah.
so Mike, come escort me up here to the crime scene.
I ain't going over there. Shit,
I'm
they might get me talking about I did it.
riding by. Y'all know
Shit.
I'm riding by tomorrow. Y'all know me little stuff. I'm definitely riding by.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right back. Shit.
Because I'm quite sure they're gonna be out there getting the tire prints and continuing to get everything else they got to get. It's
You better
crime
be
Oh
scene.
yeah.
careful. 'Cause it'd be like them movies where you go to the crime scene and a ghost get in your body and you got to find the bones and all that stuff.
Yeah. Nigga out
I
here.
ain't no. I'm not
That's
digging all
why
that.
your house be haunted.
You know what? You're a conspiracy theorist, and then you up here co-signing. I'm done. Let me read my chat,
Somehow
and
the
y'all
other
always
one,
get
I'm just
caught
saying.
up. I'm gonna be safe.
Yeah,
Y'all
but
know.
no.
Oh, Vibes, I did see you ask about the boys earlier. I'm gonna be safe, Vibes. But the boys, they ended up going to other family friends or something, and we ain't heard nothing else. They was removed from the home, but I'm not sure if those boys made it back to the home, the ones that were sleeping on the porch. But they were taken out of that home. Not sure if they ever made it back to that home. I might
You know
ride by
what?
the
Can I ask y'all a question? What happened to that girl? The girl, y'all really believe that girl was away for 4 years and them kids lived there? The
what are
girl
you?
in
Oh
Pontiac.
yeah, I believe
I
it.
don't believe that. 4 years though.
These dirty Detroit girls. Yeah, they was
She
living
from
there.
Pontiac, man. Don't do that.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I believe it.
4 years, dog. I can't believe 4.
He
Now, if
was
they
going
said
there once a day.
4 weeks, all right, I get
No.
4 years, kids.
Did you see the house and the conditions of the house?
I seen it.
Yes, he did.
Somebody had to be stopping through there every now and then. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where the food come from? What they went to the grocery store?
No, she was coming by the house once a week, but they wasn't no
Once.
cleaning going on. She left them kids there. Yes, she did. That's why her ass is in jail, need to be and continue and go up under the jail. It's some these I that's why I don't have any female friends here. Both of y'all know me. Y'all know I don't have no female friends. Both of y'all know the one female friend I had and how grimy that bitch was. She could have did
Yeah,
some
but
shit.
that was her though. Don't put it all on Detroit. Detroit got some solid people
90% of
too.
the ones I've met and encountered here,
Mhm.
Mike and Brooks. That's why I don't have friends. They're trash
Yeah.
women and mothers.
Mhm.
The news is proving that. Now I ain't saying all the women are trash. All the
Yeah.
mothers are trash.
Every
But
city got its trash. Every city got its champions.
the
So you
majority,
know, just,
and
yeah.
I'm just saying the
Go ahead.
majority of the mothers in the age range between like 25, because some of them younger ones too, though, but like at 25 to 45 age range, I have seen it. No, I don't want no parts in it.
We
Me and my
seen it everywhere. You know, you
but
just
Yeah.
alone. Ain't nothing wrong with being a loner stoner. You know what I mean? Shit, you just a loner.
who cannot
Yeah.
believe she DoorDash them food. Okay, what would you make you not believe it? Shaking my head, she DoorDash. Who DoorDash some food? What you talking about, Mels?
Come out
Yeah,
the mama, the mama, the mama door
she could
dashing
have did
kids
that.
food.
Yeah, she could have did that though.
Oh,
She
you
right
talking them?
about that.
Okay, yeah, she could have been door dashing food, but the kids was a little younger.
And
But
I know she was
she was
stopping
going
by there
by.
like that though. I thought she
She
was
was
just
going by
gone. It was
one.
like,
One, they said she was going by once a week. I believe
well,
them babies was there by them. Look at that house. That house was horrible. Them babies was living there by themselves. But that ain't my topic tonight. I'm sticking on the topics at hand because they will go off wall, which I'm actually supposed to be getting up out of here in the next 14 minutes. But we're gonna be back tomorrow night with we'll continue with some of this because I'm quite sure some more developments will come. But then we're gonna get into this. I want y'all to listen to this. Saturday night, an 8-year-old little boy was found on Woodward in the middle of the street, flagging people down trying to get a ride. A good Samaritan picked him up, questioned him as he drove him to the police department, and gave him there. Somehow they returned the boy back to the mom. The boy has severe, when I say severe eczema or eczema, however you want to say it, severe all over his face. They returned him back to his mom. According to Facebook and all my information, the baby gone. So that story is going to be out here tomorrow in a nice video for y'all, along with more updates
that's
on this
crazy. You
case.
know, that happened to my daughter, man. She got missing one time. She was
Oh
like
no.
7 years old. They had just moved to Toledo. And she had thought the bus had went one way and she walked the other way, thought she was walking home and got lost. You know, but thanks to the police. Like niggas always talk about the police, but you gonna call them motherfuckers when it's a problem, nigga, somebody get lost. So at the end of the day, hell yeah, that shit's scary as hell, man. Seriously. That shit happened to my daughter.
I'm sorry,
Hell
yeah, but
yeah.
I want to take one moment, Raquel. I thank you because when Vibe said something about my copyright, I seen that you put it in the chat. I do appreciate you. I just thank all of y'all for supporting me and sticking and rocking out with me in this chat. Like I love y'all, I really do. Contagious. Well, you not be calling you contagious, but males, vibes, rock, platinum. I think y'all was my only people tonight, actually. And y'all got and Brooks and Mike. I think y'all was my only people tonight. But y'all have held me down this whole entire 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 39 seconds, and I do appreciate it.
Oh
We're gonna
yeah.
chop it up just a couple more minutes, a little bit more. I don't want to go too much deeper, but if y'all guys got time to put y'all opinion in tomorrow, you're welcome, and anyone is always welcome to come up here. And I need some good advice on what do y'all want to do on Friday nights. I need somebody to tell me what y'all want to do. The guys on the chat, even though y'all gonna be somewhere else on Friday nights, what y'all would like to see done here at Opinionated News on a Friday night?
Don't ask me that.
No, we was nasty. Well,
So
y'all didn't
wait,
watch last Friday. It was nasty.
Right.
I was here being real nasty last Friday night.
Okay. Shoot.
I'm saying I even had somebody run over and say, "Hey, I heard y'all was being nasty over here. I want to be nasty too." So somebody
Oh,
had seen that I was talking about nasty stuff and went and snitched, and I
You
gained
said
yeah,
nasty stuff. I ain't heard nobody say that in a long time. You said
nasty.
nasty stuff.
Nasty
yeah.
stuff.
No, you know
But
what you
this is
should
cool.
do? You know what you should do though? What I would do is have like a little game that y'all play that y'all take shots. Like you ask the next person the question. If they get it wrong, you gotta
Uh-uh.
take a shot.
We
Like
did that
shot a clock
already.
type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did it.
Oh, okay. Well that should
We
be a
did that
little,
with whoever. I'm trying to come up with some new stuff. We did the drinking games and stuff, and I
well,
can't drink no
Friday people be wanna, worked all week. They wanna unwind and laugh and listen to some music and shit, play a little game on online. That should be
I
dope. But
know
if you
that.
did
That's what I'm
already,
saying,
okay.
Brooks. I got that already. I'm talking about what
Yeah.
type of. That's what I'm asking them. Like you gave me one good solution, but I can't drink no more like that. So
You take a
I'm
hit of
just
the,
gonna ask the chat. I'll do a poll on my
yeah, this you
I'll
call it
do a poll, even though I only get 5
cocktails
people.
and
I
kicking
get
it,
my 5 people to
kicking it in
tell me.
cocktails. Shit, just have
And
people come on.
everybody, my people don't drink like that. We're not drinkers. You
Or we
drink.
could do you could do like a little date thing where you could hook somebody up, have three people in the chat asking somebody on stage questions, and then whoever digging in, they could do that, a little game like that, or you could have a female up there and the fellas could be down there asking her
Where
questions
the
and she
people
answers
coming?
questions
Where
from
the
the chat.
people coming from? Where are these men? Where
Shit,
you
I'll
see
be in this bitch.
Yeah, you
Hmm?
can bid me off too. Hook me up with somebody.
Yeah, just have some fun like that.
Don't nobody want y'all Detroit old mindset dudes.
No, man,
Oh, come on. You
it's just
blocking
Y'all
fun.
sell y'all off.
you blocking somebody blessing.
Brooks
Right.
going for $2, Light going for 2,000. Now I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
what you want.
yeah, man, that'd be
It's
cool.
quality versus quantity. Which one you want?
Mhm.
Nah, I ain't messing with y'all. But
Nah,
I
man,
appreciate
shit.
you, fellas.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
really do.
cool.
I've got tipsy titty, what tipsy titty tips, what and tails on Monday nights, y'all. Oh yes, that's where they drink at. They drink over there at the garden, the good garden, the blooming garden over there, contagious gardening with my Bobby and Mel's. That's
I
the
don't
drinking.
know them.
We have good fun game nights at Vibes Queen on Saturday night. Like for me, I started phoning Friday, so that's what I'm trying to do, get people to call in and we
Yeah.
talk about something that they want to talk about because I got the phone in
Shrooms,
Friday, I got the phone number ready.
mushrooms.
Boy, who want?
I just thought about it. Gardening.
Yeah, don't be trying to get contagious to grow, mushrooms. All the
Yeah.
ladies in the chat are married and in long relationships. Exactly, that's my whole thing. Like I know what type of people I got. They over here trying to get rationed off. I know that Bobby and Mel's been together. Vibes been with her husband
Oh,
20 years.
y'all is not in no
Raquel,
damn married
I'm the
chat.
only one. Yes,
Hell
they are.
no.
I
I don't
Right,
believe that.
right.
Man, come on. With the percentage of single black women out here, everybody got somebody? Man, hell
look,
no. I don't
I only
believe
got
that.
6 people
No,
here.
not in my life, huh? That's them right now.
Listen.
But when you get
No,
to cooking earlier, it be people in this motherfucker
well,
talking
no,
shit. So,
no,
yeah.
it don't, Brooks. Listen, I only have the most people I've had since I came back is 10. But the
Yeah.
ladies that come over here, my quality of women are great women. They're mothers and wives. Raquel is married. Contagious is damn near married. Well, Males is damn near married. Vibes Queen has been married for 20 years. Platinum is in a long term relationship. So damn near
Oh,
married.
okay.
Like the women that's the type of women I surround myself around. I'm not surrounding myself around single hoochie mamas. I want to, I have aspirations. So the type of, crowd I attract are quality women,
Well,
good women,
ladies, let me say this real quick, ladies.
mindset, nice
Tell your
mindset.
single friends, I got $20
Boy,
for the
bye.
best
You about
comment
to be
next
dropped.
week. We gonna
This
have
is not
some
a
fun.
promotion site.
Nigga, yeah, they can win $20 for the best comment. Yeah, come on stage and have the best joke. Whoever got the best joke, I
Now
got
that's
$20 for 'em.
no, that's
Come
something you can
on,
do to
man. You
support people.
cocktails and kicking it, man. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah, comedy show.
Yeah, whoever got the
Everybody get
best
5
joke.
minutes to do a little set.
Well, y'all go
Yeah,
ahead and
even
run
if
me
you
my
come on
money.
there for a minute, just come on there, just say your joke. If it's good, cash app you $20. Got to be the best though. I ain't
Well,
giving
run me my
everybody
money.
$20. Huh?
I'm the best jokester here. Run me my
No,
money.
you out the contest because you didn't come up with the idea. Yeah, you
That's
the
why I
host
get
of
to
the show.
participate.
You the
I get to
host of the show.
participate.
You gotta bring people up and shit.
Okay.
You working. But
Well,
no,
we'll
man,
talk
that'll be
about this
fun.
soon.
Something cool. Best joke get $20 from me on me. I
Okay, well,
got
go ahead
y'all.
and cash
First
out
drink
me the
on me.
$20 now. because you ain't trustworthy.
I
Go
ain't made
ahead,
it to California yet. I don't got it.
go ahead and cash up me $20 now. I can send it away.
I ain't gonna
If I
lie.
hear from
I
this,
got about $12 worth of gas I gotta get. I hope I make it. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
yeah,
Shit.
see, he Mike, can he borrow $20 from you?
I may back channel that nigga like, hey,
Can
bro,
he
I'm gonna
borrow
get, I'm
$20?
gonna get, I'm gonna get 40 back. No, but no,
Okay.
at the same time though, no, you just gotta, man. I think your Fridays can be fun because you already got the energy. You know what I'm saying? Just come up with your games, how you had to call in, and whoever come up with the best joke, $20 on me.
Send me the
Definitely, I
$20
bet.
now because you're not trustworthy. And other than
Right,
that, we good.
you may not come on Friday after I send you that
I come
20. You
on
may
every
skip
day.
some people. You may run from them. I'm talking shit.
I
Right. She
haven't.
got a little Nigerian in her.
I've
Little
been here for
Nigerian
50.
Oh,
scammer.
y'all, my that went out on me. It rained over here. We ain't doing it tonight, y'all.
No,
Hell
I'm
no.
always here. One thing about me,
Right.
I've
Be
been here for
rolling
50.
up.
I ain't
Yeah,
miss but my
man.
Saturday because I don't stay here on Saturday. I be at the Beach Palace over there with Vibes Queen playing games. Raquel be over there throwing sand in my eyes and knocking me down, trying to win. Good job, Raquel, last week.
I'm
You
gonna
did
come
good.
check out Raquel, and I'm gonna come out check out Vibes Queen.
Yeah,
Vibes
Vibe
Queen,
Raquel
that
Queen
got
was going
sounds,
off.
and
yeah, that
Contagious.
sounds like the old vibe over there. Hell
She was
yeah.
going in. I said, damn, somebody pissed her off. She was in that
Oh,
mother
you was in that
going.
live. Oh, you got to
Yeah.
get
I was
you
like,
the other
oh
channel too.
shit.
Oh, Vibes Queen don't play.
Looking a
Vibes Queen will
motherfucker. I
eat a
better than a
flag.
motherfucker. I was like, whoa, I'm happy she didn't get on stage that night when we was talking to Jasmine and what's the lady was with her
Her name is
granddaddy?
Jessie.
Yeah, Jesse and dang, who was the lady with the talking about her granddaddy?
I'm not saying her name, but at the end of the day, um, at the end of the day, Vibes Queen is a lady. She don't mess with nobody. When you heard her attacking them, like saying what she was saying, them people been messing with her for months on months on. Vibes Queen don't mess with nobody. They mess with her and she defend herself. And if I was them
I'm
people, I
gonna
would
go
leave
back
her
and
alone.
watch that shit, man. That's content. Shit, hell yeah. I
Oh yeah,
wanna
they
hear what
watch it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but she ain't starting stuff. That's my
oh,
whole thing. She coming out defending herself.
I
And so
got
Mike
you.
Yeah,
caught that live. I
yeah, I
think I
caught that one.
caught the end of that because. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all. I've been here for 1 hour, 56 minutes, and
All right,
57
I'm
seconds.
out, man. Hell yeah.
12
All right,
o'clock.
man. Peace. Peace.
Y'all
All right,
gotta
see
get
y'all
into
in a minute.
school. But y'all
Yep,
come back
yep.
up here tomorrow, next night, Friday. I'm
I
here.
don't know how to get off this shit.
I'll
All right,
take both
baby.
of y'all off. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll
All right.
talk to you, Mike.
Yeah, peace.
Hmm. All right, you all. Thank you all. I know I missed a lot of y'all comments, but I was reading as I was going along. I absorbed everything you all said. I appreciate all of y'all. Like, granted, it's my solid little 5 or 6 or 10 that I get, but y'all are riders. Each time I can count on y'all to show up and get my chat to go and get some conversations flowing, and it's very much appreciated. That was not a bad first impressions vibes. That was not a bad first impression. It was perfect. Like, he liked that type of stuff. Mike like the both of them. They like to hear that fight and drama stuff, but they don't want you cussing them out though. But that was beautiful. But I thank all y'all so much. I'm gonna get my little outro set. It's just 2 songs, and Miss Open is up out of here. But tomorrow we're back here. Like I said, we're gonna discuss the 8-year-old. We're gonna finish up and find anything we discovered on this case. I'll bring to you. We can also discuss some more about this friend. I've got a bunch more to discuss about this case. It's gonna keep going. And then I'm gonna bring y'all the information I have about the 8-year-old, his mother, and the Good Samaritan that saved him and where he is today. So, for those that have never been here before, I am Miss Open. I do thank you for coming in. You can always come in Sunday through Friday. You'll find me here anywhere between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. Different discussions on every day. And I thank each and every one of you all. We'll be here for at least the next 5 minutes as my outros play, and I thank you. So y'all can drop any emojis. Can y'all just throw me some traffic lights if y'all did enjoy the conversation tonight? If y'all enjoyed my panelists tonight, drop me some traffic lights on the way out. And if you did not hit the like button, please do. And if you do have a friend, tell a friend what Miss Open have going on over here, so we can get some more subscribers. Thank you, Platinum. I thank all of you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow night, anywhere between 7 and 10 o'clock p.m.
Yeah. This the heart of the wreckage, still city grind, but the soul's disconnected. Where the street lights flicker like they scared of the night, and the echoes of sirens sing a lullaby of fights. Concrete veins, but the blood run cold. Abandoned homes tell stories that ain't never been told. Mama working 2 jobs, still can't make rent, while the landlord count dollars that the government sent. Young ones in the alleys, dreams turn to dust. Caskets getting lowered cause the triggers don't rust. Hope ain't in the schools, it's tucked in the cracks. Ain't no books in the bags, just the weight on their backs. Detroit run deep, got scars in the street. Pain in the walls where the lost souls meet. Hustle don't stop, grind don't sleep. Every day's war, gotta fight just to eat. Blocks stay hot, sirens gon' ring. Mama shed tears, choir don't sing. East to the west, yeah we live with the fight. Ain't no peace, this Detroit life. Factories dead, but the ghosts still work on assembly lines, pushing pain in the dirt. They cut the lights, let the monsters play, while the cold wind whispers what the preachers won't say. Dope boys push hope in aluminum foil, selling dreams in a pipe, watching families spoil. Sisters go missing, lost in the game, and the block turn blind when you mention her name. Detroit run deep, got scars in the street. Pain in the walls where the lost souls meet. Hustle don't stop, grind don't sleep. Every day's war, gotta fight just to eat. Blocks stay hot, sirens gon' ring. Mama shed tears, choir don't sing. East to the west, yeah we live with the fight. Ain't no peace, this Detroit life. Liquor stores on every block like a preacher's curse, pouring poison in the veins just to numb the worst. Kids learn math by counting what the dealers stack, while the schools get shut, never open back. Street lights busted, darkness creeping. Gunshots echo while the baby's sleeping. Ain't no justice, just names on a shirt. Another soul lost, another mother hurt. They boarded up the churches, silenced the choirs, left us in the cold with the thieves and the liars. But even in the ashes, embers still burn. Detroit ain't dead, we just waiting our turn. City Hall fat while the people stay broke. Politicians play chess, treat the poor like a joke. They promise change, then they take what's left, leaving nothing but pain, empty pockets and death. But through the smoke, through the fire we rise, through the sirens and the tears in our mothers' eyes. This city's been beat, been bruised, been torn, but Detroit ain't dying, we're ready for war. Detroit run deep, got scars in the street. Pain in the walls where the lost souls meet. Hustle don't stop, grind don't sleep. Every day's war, gotta fight just to eat. Blocks stay hot, sirens gon' ring. Mama shed tears, choir don't sing. East to the west, yeah we live with the fight. Ain't no peace, this Detroit life.
Tonight on Open Discussion Detroit.
Breaking through the static, no filter, no breaks. Opinionated news, yeah, we're raising the stakes. Truth on the move, no slowing us down. We're jamming the traffic, taking over the town. You hit that button, now you're in the ride. No detours here, we're shifting the tide. Like it, share it, spread the fire. Subscribe today, take the movement higher. No stop signs, no red lights. We're jamming the traffic, turn up the mic. Headlines roll, but we cut through the spin. Loud and clear, let the real talk begin. Thanks to you, we're breaking the mold. Opinionated news, fearless and bold. You hit that button, now you're in the ride. No detours here, we're shifting the tide. Like it, share it, spread the fire. Subscribe today, take the movement higher. No stop signs, no red lights. We're jamming the traffic, turn up the mic. No backing down, no slowing the pace. We flood the streets with truth and grace. Every click, every view, every voice, every stand. Together we rise hand in hand. So here's to you, the fearless, the proud. Opinionated news, we're speaking loud. Jamming the traffic, breaking the chain. Like, share, subscribe, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Turn up the mic. Opinionated news, we're speaking loud. Jamming the traffic, breaking the chain. Like, share, subscribe, let's do it again.